salesman. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
Imagine sitting there with a chick.
Okay.
I've got a Ferrari and a Lamborghini
In GTA 6.
in GTA 6. Oh no, yeah, I've been to that club. Yeah, in Miami. Yeah, I've been to that club in GTA 6. I don't take shit from nobody, man. I'm a boss. Everyone's scared of me. In GTA 6. Bro, no wonder you're jerking off. You little fucking worm. You're a dummy. You haven't got time for this shit. If you're going to dedicate time on a computer console to try and build up digital cards and digital fake money in a digital fake world, why not spend the same time on a computer console building up real cars and real money in the real world? I don't understand. Tristan, explain to me why your mates want to spend the same amount of time it takes to become successful in the real world, to become successful in a pretend play world. Please explain to me how your mates think.
Hi, Top G. This is from Bobby15.
Hi, Bobby.
If you lose all...
I think I can answer that question.
Okay.
It's low self-esteem. Like, if they can make themselves out to be whoever they want to be in GTA 6. They don't have to pretend. See, if they're in the real world, just to say they got low self-esteem, let's say they're not confident in their appearance, that's extra time they have to get into shape. Or even if they feel that they are attractive enough, even if they were in shape. Otherwise, you can just play the game and I guess live in a world of make believe and continue to make money. You could be rich in whatever time it is and have as many cars, and you could be a GTA top G.
Yeah, I would say also guaranteed results. Like in GTA 6, you're almost guaranteed to make it. Like there are no downsides to the game. Where in real life, when big risks come with big penalty, not just big rewards. In GTA 6, big risk comes with big rewards almost all the time. If you fail, it doesn't matter. You fail upwards eventually. But in real life, it don't work that way.
Yeah, when I first I only seen like 30 seconds of the video, but when he said all of that, I'm like, dude, I literally like did everything in GTA in real life.
Yeah, I mean, I can go and rob the police, rob like 20 liquor stores, and start a gang affiliation and take over like the mob and rob the heist and banks. I'm not doing that in real life.
And so that actually, when I started playing GTA, that's what I was thinking. Like, this is so much better than the way I've been doing it. You know, the way I've been doing it, it costs a lot of lawyer money. I'm paying 50 grand for lawyers. I'm facing the most time I ever faced in 1 year was 80 years. Like, this is way better with I'm doing the same shit that I was doing in real life without the fucking
the
the risk of going to jail for the rest of my fucking life.
I will say though, the idea behind what he's saying does make a lot of sense. All the money and time you spend playing video games and buying the little cards to buy stuff in the game, if you invest that money in yourself to develop skills and stuff, and instead of playing the game, use those skills, you would be making money in the real world instead of making virtual money. So I get what he's saying. That's what I think he's a good salesman. Like I like.
But
I
I've
like
heard the
sales
same
pitch.
people. I mean, not the same people. I heard people say the same thing about podcasts.
What do you mean? But you make money on podcasts.
You can make money gaming.
Rare. It's a
But
lot
it's rare
harder.
to make money podcasting.
Well, depending on how you
like basically, I've heard podcasts and talked about like it's child's play. Like, oh, you get on YouTube with your little bitch microphone, talk shit. How about get you a real network? Like, like what did you say earlier before we start recording? Basically, like you can make something out of anything, when you don't like somebody. You can make anything seem like bullshit when you don't like somebody.
yeah.
Even if you're a billionaire, like, oh, you're a billionaire, but you don't have a quality of life. You're not happily married. You know what I mean? You don't have a fucking family. You're just an asshole with a lot of money.
Yep. Like that dude who's big into longevity, he's a billionaire, and people come at him with stuff like that. Like, you look like a lizard man.
If I'm a billionaire, I'll just buy a family
You could. You could.
and I'll make them like me.
Yeah, you could. You could buy a family. That's true. Some people may think that's ridiculous. You can buy love.
Oh
Yeah.
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 You can buy
You want
love.
that green card? You better love me.
God damn.
You know, yeah. The
That
only
was a
thing you
lot.
can't the only thing you can't buy is chemistry.
Chemistry can come over time.
It could come over time, but you can't buy it.
You can't buy it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you could have two people who aren't very compatible, but over time they can build chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's work. Like, you better off starting at a decent level to begin with. But
Also, you do what you enjoy doing. If you enjoy podcasting and talking shit or whatever, and if it makes you money, that's even better versus doing something just because of the money that you don't enjoy doing or like doing.
The same thing can be said about gaming. You know, gaming
Well,
has
yeah.
saved people's lives. You know.
yeah.
You
Well,
know?
I'm not poo-pooing gaming. I'm a gamer.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, like, I'm speaking of what he's saying. I think he's speaking to people who he feel like don't have the balls to step up to society and have the gumption to get out there and get something for themselves. They just, you know.
I think most of his target audience is probably like the 19 to 27-year-old ish. The dudes who are eating Cheetos in the basement,
Yeah.
no girlfriend, no job, but just playing GTA 6.
That's Mr. Fife shit. You Cheeto eat motherfuckers. He loves saying that to people.
Well, he say that every now and then.
Yeah.
Tate says the Cheeto thing every now and then.
Oh, okay.
Man, fucking eating the mic, you disrespectful bitches.
Man, listen. Fabius is the Cheeto eater out of everybody.
I don't even eat fucking Cheetos.
You put Pringles in a bowl.
I don't eat fucking Pringles, ho. I don't eat
Like
Cheetos
Pringles in
or
a bowl. The most offensive part of that was the bowl to me. I was like, why would
You
you
failed
think about it?
twice.
I
If
told
you
you.
don't give me, at least give me what something I fucking eat. I never like fucking Cheetos.
I told you I see like this serial killer channel on YouTube, and dude used the stock footage. This dude don't normally respond to comments neither, because I've been on this shit for a while. And then he used stock footage of the serial killer at home watching TV eating Pringles out of a bowl, and somebody commented and said, "You should have known something was up with that motherfucker. Who the fuck eat Pringles out of a bowl?" And he commented and was like, "I didn't even notice that," with a whole bunch of laughing emojis.
Yeah, that's just insane. That is a red flag.
It was neat too. It was neat as fuck in a crystal bowl and shit. I was like, yeah, that would have been a red flag to be like, why would he take all of those Pringles out like that? Like, you had to use like 3 cans to make that bowl. Like,
ladies, you go over dude's house, he got Pringles in a bowl, you get the fuck out of there.
That's a
That
red
is not
flag.
normal. That is not normal.
That is a red flag, bro. Look at Andrew Tate. You guys, so you didn't say nothing when I said it. You do know he just got raided.
I didn't know.
Again?
I didn't know either.
Yeah.
Your money and your whole network right now, and programs like The Real World didn't exist. What would you do to make it?
Andrew, if my auntie was my uncle, what kind of stupid fucking question is that?
Yeah, it's basically, how would things be if things weren't the way they are?
If gravity didn't exist?
How would you stay in your house?
Bro, listen. I'm Top G for a reason. First, you get paid for what you do, then you get paid for who you are. I am Top G. There is no way I could ever be poor because I know too many people. I am too competent. I have too much perspicacity and indefatigability. I'm that guy. I'm too concise and precise. I'm too fucking sexy. And for you to sit here and say, if the real world didn't exist, it does! I made it. And if I was any of you fucking worms at home, I would simply join the real world, follow the instructions, do the work, not be lazy, and I wouldn't be a brokey anymore. The fact that you sit at home, still broke, is remarkable. I know you want it because because you play it in GTA 6.
Yeah.
I know you want it because you talk about it in the fake world. Here's how you get it in the real world. Here's a map. Here's how you get there. Here's exactly how it's done. Oh, what if it gets hard? Tristan's mates. Heroes Year is available for anybody who actually fucking wants it, because your 2023 was a waste of time and you cannot afford to waste another year. A great grandpa, why was he jerking off? Why wasn't he having a Heroes Year? 2024 would have been the year he escaped. Could have finally made money outside the Matrix. Too busy jerking off. Oh, it's okay. You know what? Tristan, our great grandfather failed our bloodline, but let's quickly check the PlayStation. Maybe he had a good character on GTA 6. Maybe it was worth our eternal damnation.
You know what? Some of the examples you give are actually so profound and so true.
Holy
It's
shit.
so
You
true.
can see him holding a laugh.
My grandfather had a chance to get
I'm
my...
glad I'm not the only one who's thinking that. I'm like, you don't believe that shit, motherfucker.
He looked like he was ready to just, he
Yeah.
couldn't barely contain the mother
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
What you're saying right now is cutting edge. Oh shit.
bloodline
Exactly what
free
it's marked for.
from the eternal slavery which is guaranteed to be bestowed upon the human race. And he failed us because he was busy. Let me check his PlayStation account, because maybe he has a good character on GTA 6, which will make it all worth it. The slavery, the endless injections, the fact I can't leave my home because I don't have enough carbon credits. But at least maybe he had a Ferrari on a video game. Maybe. You know the worst thing? They'll probably check their account and a lot of these people don't even complete the game.
Yeah.
67%.
Failed at GTA 6.
Failed! Here, go hard. Pussy. Pussy!
He pretended to be a
You
chick.
think
Like, what is that?
if either everyone in this stream or no one in this stream joins,
I guess you're supposed to be like a newborn baby or something. I don't know. It's,
it makes a single fucking difference to us.
No, it doesn't.
It makes a difference to them, but does it affect us at all?
No, I get a slight amount of pleasure once a week talking to the massively successful.
I'm happy when I help people, but if people don't want to be helped, then fuck off.
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, of course I don't care. Why
He
would I
is
care?
not pushing P.
We don't need you.
This is not pushing positivity.
this
He
is a
is
guy.
not truly humble unto God.
This is a guy who's already made it talking like that. He feeling sexy. He's smoking a big ass cigar. He's got on his motherfucking little mink coat.
Look
or
at his
whatever.
face. He looks like a little fucking mole rat.
Yeah.
Well, this is all a sales pitch to that demographic I was talking about. These are dudes who need. They probably were mostly raised in single mother homes. They've never had somebody look at them and be like, "You fucking up. Stop being a stupid piece of shit." And so he's filling that role. Like, hey, like I said, it's all a sales pitch. Like,
If all you need to do is to get rid of your fucking gang and just have some gumption to get out there to be rich, more people will be rich. Like,
Follow
no.
this advice, become top G, get away the game. That's it.
Don't hate your
And if you
player. Hate
complain
that
about it, then you're a pussy.
did
I
your
guarantee this guy hasn't worked as hard as me. I guarantee.
I don't
he
know what
hasn't
that
worked
thing
as
is.
hard
I hope by the end he explains that shit. That shit is funny as hell to
We
me.
don't have that long, so let's see.
You need us. And if you don't trust us, don't fucking join. Go play GTA 6. Don't give a fuck.
I will.
But it's the winter's new year, and the last thing I want you to do is to sit around and hard cope. Because what you're doing is you're waking up lazy and lacking discipline and motivation, and you're saying, I'm a lazy dickhead now, but on the 1st of January I won't be. It's all going to change in 4 days. I'm going to be different. If you can't motivate yourself to do what is required now so that you're not a dickhead anymore, guess what? You're going to be a dickhead forever. So you haven't got time to waste. You need to work now. And I've already explained how God gives his blessings out. And you know I'm right. So if you can't dedicate yourself now, if you can't take advantage of the Heroes Year program that I have created and crafted specifically for undisciplined losers like you, well then, you deserve it.
Oh man, he never explained it. I've never seen a video where he did that.
Are you a Minuteman? Because if you could satisfy your woman, then maybe she'd want to get in bed with you more.
Hey, I might be a. You want to try and call me a minute, man? How about you take longer on a minute than on a treadmill?
She shouldn't have stood up, because I'll tell you what, I'd rather be a Minuteman than look like a minivan.
He needs some milk.
The Manatee County Fair, Linda Carson, ABC 7. Would you not eat my pants? Ah!
The gentleman in the glasses that hates women, I want to know if he ever had a date. Or if he's ever been with anybody.
I don't hate women. Now, I'm sure you have multiple blouses and multiple pairs of pants at home, but you chose these because they were your favorite. They were better than the others. That doesn't mean you hate the ones you didn't wear. I don't hate women. Men
What
are
does
just,
that have to do with having a date?
Men are better than women. Yes.
That's not my answer my question.
I'm
Take
sure-
those stupid glasses off.
I'm sure
Show us
Dr.
your
Phil
eyes.
can
Look
back
at
me
us
up on
directly
that.
and show us how you look.
Women line up to date guys like me, and you've had them all on your
I don't see
show.
any women lined up at all. I don't see any women lined up to you, and I would definitely be at the end of that line.
Well, if you hit the treadmill a little more, you'd be at the front.
Got him.
What was that?
I didn't hear you because I'm sure it was something stupid, and I'm glad I didn't hear you.
That was the
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't either.
Don't you guys find it funny that she can insult him, but he can't insult her?
If you hit the treadmill a little more, you'd be at the front.
Oh, you bet your ass, she heard it. She just wishes her heart didn't feel it.
Why you ain't calling me back? We got a food truck with no food. You gotta stop banging on my hood phone. Get out and slap fire at your old bitchy ass. That's how you talk to your mother? She on the phone right now. You can ask her. She would slap fire to your ass with no hesitation.
Я теперь он не ебаный алкоголик. И ты говорила? Молодец, парень. Красавчик, все разъебал, теплый. Нормальное дело.
I did not hear one single rhyme. Bro is just out there shit talking.
After the break, we're going to interview Eric Weihenmayer, who climbed the highest mountain in the world, Mount Everest. But he's gay. He's blind. So we'll hear about that coming up.
Okay, as we head to the break,
Family, this neighborhood has certainly seen too many shootings, and last night it was Tabitha Jamison. She just turned 21 years old. She was about to start a new job next week. She was sitting in her car right in front of her house.
She don't even know how to clap properly. She was like,
I am against violence. I'm for self-defense. The audacity, obviously, to be racist and violent and then act as if somehow everybody else is absolutely wrong. Karenicity 101.
Did you guys see any violence? Cause I didn't see any violence. I just saw a woman taking out the trash. Like a wise man once said, equal rights comes with equal lefts.
This Karen really learned a lesson the hard way on this particular day. This guy had just left work and he was hungry and he wanted to go get some food. So he went to the McDonald's drive-thru. And of course, McDonald's drive-thrus have two windows. The first one you pay at and the second one you get the food. As that guy was paying for his food, she decided he was taking way too long and she starts honking non-stop for like 30 seconds. And the guy says, you know what? I'm gonna teach her a lesson. I'm gonna pay for her food. And that's just what he did. He paid for her food. And when she drove up to the first window after him and the cashier told her that the person ahead of her paid for her food, she was really embarrassed. But the story doesn't end here. Second window, he showed the cashier both receipts and said he paid for both orders, so all the food is his. So he ended up buying the food she ordered while she got nothing. But here's the best part. On that particular day, the line for the drive-thru was especially long, so she had to go to the back of the line and order again.
A red flag is if a guy follows Andrew Tate.
Really?
That's definitely a red flag for me.
Damn, that's my guy. I love Andrew.
I think he got popular because he's very good at spewing hate.
Always be polite, always hold the door open, always give that $10 to charity, even if nobody sees it, even if you don't record it, even if you don't tell anybody. Always help that old lady crossing the road, always have a smile, always train very hard, always work hard and make as much money as possible so you can look after the people you care about. Always be honest, don't lie, don't cheat, because God is watching.
It's a red flag to her because she knows the guy who listened to Tate won't tolerate her BS for 1 single second, and she cannot manipulate them. As a matter of fact, the way she's sitting down is a red flag. As a matter of fact, this girl is the definition of a red flag.
What is the antidote towards toxic masculinity?
What precisely is toxic masculinity, as opposed to, say, toxic femininity?
The moment when you go over a boundary that kind of neglects the freedom of the opposite, well, gender or whatsoever. So
but that would also be toxic femininity. And so part of what's happened in our discourse is that we're required ethically to assume a priori, merely out of politeness, that the utterance toxic masculinity actually constitutes a meaningful phrase. And if you push it, you find very rapidly that it doesn't, because it's very, very, very difficult to define, and definitions actually matter. And so if it's a matter of transgressing against the boundaries of gender-appropriate behavior, it's just as likely to happen among women as among men, in which case it's not toxic masculinity. So.
So sorry. No, you're not. Thank you.
You're right, I'm not. LOL.
LOL. That's why you're pathetic and work over here.
You're right, I'm so pathetic.
Obviously, because you don't have to take care of the people inside the restaurant. If someone orders, maybe it's 22 minutes for a pizza.
They should fire me. They fired me.
And what was your name again?
Marley.
Marley.
M-A-R-L-E-Y.
Is it M-A-R-L-E-Y?
Yes.
Got it.
Yep. Okay, yep. Go ahead, write a review on Yelp for me.
What do you thought? Why was writing Yelp? When someone in the restaurant's eating, you give them their food first, not to the DoorDash.
Bye.
Bye, Felicia. You too, raggedy bitch.
Imagine being 45 and arguing with a freaking 20-year-old. Does she not realize that orders have come in 20 minutes prior to hers? Abdul, just get the rocks.
Get the rocks. Yeah. Abdul? Yeah, get the rocks. Get the rocks.
I think it's probably one of the...
Oh, shit. I don't stop it. Oh.
Hit me back. Absolute. He's got the whole thing on camera.
I'm with the board member.
I have it on camera. I did not. No.
Yelling at him.
Get
I can
inside.
be on the sidewalk. I could do anything. We're on the board. We don't think you know where you live. We know exactly where you live. And that one too. Get the hell off the sidewalk now.
Excuse me.
Get off the sidewalk.
Please don't touch me. Why'd you just hit me?
Want me to hit you again?
What the f is wrong with you?
Yeah.
You don't f***ing touch me.
Oh, I'll do what I want. You tried to run
Mom!
me on the sidewalk.
Mom!
Hey, come on out, Mom. Have a little talk with Mom.
Bro, she just hit me.
Hey, Mom.
She just hit me.
Come on out. Come on, tell your story.
She just hit me.
Uh-huh.
She just hit me.
You run us down on the side.
You
hit my child?
Yes, she did. Yes, she just did.
You want to go look at it?
I have a camera. You want to see the video?
Run me down on the sidewalk, and I'm on the board, along with another board member.
Would you like to see the?
No, we're well aware. He tried to run us down on the sidewalk.
I did not.
And lied to us.
I have a video.
It's a great thing that there's a camera strapped to his chest. Good. Come on, boy. Just get it up. Come over here.
I swear to God, if this old lady touches me again.
I can't wait.
If this old lady touches me again, I swear to God.
Shame on Dad that your boys would do.
She hit me. She hit me in the back. She is an absolute. He's got the whole thing on camera.
With the board member.
I have it on camera. I did not. No.
Yelling at him. I can be on the sidewalk. I can do it.
My man said, get inside, just like Jason Bourne.
You're what's wrong with me. You're the reason. Get out of my face.
You came in my face. Bye.
No, I keep stepping back.
Now you're in my face. Bye.
No, I was not.
Bye. Get out of my face.
You are what is wrong with the freaking world today. People like you are so disrespectful.
The husband and the son is just standing there like, yep, that's Karanos, the final boss of Karen's, and she's back at it again. But give this man credit. He found the secret formula. A new Karen defense is unlocked because using bi was super effective. And gentlemen, on that note, that's it for today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
This was almost aggravating. I was just realizing, man, I commend them for their patience. I used to pride myself for being, a patient guy and a nice guy, but I wouldn't even say anything because I don't want to say anything that could be used against me for
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Hey, he better than me. That's all I can say. He better than me.
That last one was just, she was pushing it.
Of course I am.
The Whatever Podcast. I meant to talk about this sooner. The Whatever Podcast. Are you guys familiar? Have you guys seen that movie about NWA?
No. Yes.
Where the FBI sent the NWA. Wait.
I don't even know what that is.
Straight Outta Compton?
Are you talking about
Straight Outta Compton. Yeah, Straight Outta
song?
Compton.
Okay.
The FBI sent them a letter, which was sort of like a cease and desist almost, like, hey, stop talking about the cops.
You can't do the fuck the police coming straight
Um,
from underground.
The Whatever Podcast has had its NWA Straight Outta Compton moment. The Department of Homeland Security, oh my God,
What?
has funded a $700,000 study by some university in Arizona comparing. We're going to pull this shit up, bro. It's fucking crazy. And you guys can look into this more. So I'm going to read this tweet. Can you make us bigger, Nick?
Yeah, do you want to go to the other side?
Other side. Actually, so this is massive. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security paid nearly $700,000 to a counterterrorism NGO to intercept and divert Twitter X traffic away from specific individuals in the manosphere. Those people were the Rational Male, Cobra Tate, Fresh and Fit Pod, among others, Whatever Podcast, were specifically named as targets. The DHS Department of Homeland Security TVTP grant funding was given to Arizona State University, home of the McCain Institute. The purpose of the grant was to design a native tool to be used on Twitter to effectively suppress individuals in the manosphere by diverting their audiences away from their content towards counter-messaging content, websites, podcasts, and creators curated by the McCain Institute to counter quote unquote hate speech and misinformation. The U.S. government has named the manosphere as one of the biggest terror threats facing the U.S. They claim this broad network is the main cause of extremely isolated acts of incel-related violence. The conflation, hold on, okay. The conflation of incels with the broader manosphere as a justification for targeted counterterrorism operations, which can include aggressive surveillance and censorship, is part of a disturbing trend. The ever-broadening definitions of terrorism and extremism put forth by the U.S. government poses a very real threat to the constitutional rights of law-abiding citizens. Even worse, the grant application resulting reports suggest a large-scale collaboration of tech giants, NGOs, and U.S. government agencies to design and implement tools to counter hate and disinformation by diverting web traffic from specific individuals and communities deemed harmful. What is a harmful content according to the U.S. government? White supremacy, anti-government views, foreign terror organizations, i.e. ISIS, and the manosphere are the top 4 terror threats according to the McCain Institute. And we'll look at this. So this is them saying we aim to target the manosphere. And scroll down.
You want to know what we think about it so far?
Yeah.
It's a bunch of bullshit. They tried to divide and conquer. The manosphere is white supremacy.
It was comparing the manosphere to things like white supremacy, ISIS, and what was the other one?
With terrorism. Fuck it.
Right, to actual terrorism. So I've watched 2 of the 4 that they mentioned right at the beginning, and I've seen far worse shit said by women on women's versions of podcasts than the stuff they say about women.
Mhm.
So it's like, why aren't they targeted for anti-terrorist nonsense? Like, the whole thing to me is like, you're taking taxpayer dollars to silence part of the taxpayer base. Something about that seems wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because the whole thing is, this is what I'm talking about. Like what I was saying in the last pod we was doing. While we sitting here bickering with each other, white and black, they are trying to emasculate white and black men. For real. Like they are trying to take us out. I swear to God. Like,
hold on, Fife, were you pointing at yourself when Cobra said that?
No, actually, I was turning up my microphone, my headset, fucking the volume.
I thought Fife was like, yeah, me.
And how dare you?
I really do think they're trying to take out like white, black, and Mexican men in America. Like they trying to emasculate us and have it where the women just run us.
Why do you think they're doing that?
Because you don't have any wanting to conquer and take over shit is a man thing. And if I emasculate all of y'all ass, it's less likely you're gonna challenge me. You know what I mean? That's
Also,
toxic
like,
masculinity. You want to take over my company.
if you were gonna put extreme measures into place, the people most likely to revolt and resist will be men. So if you can turn the women against men, and men need women, women also need men. But if you were to turn the women against men and tell the women that you're right in everything that you're doing and you're always right and nothing you do can be possibly wrong, while at the same time tearing men down and emasculating men and what's the word, prompting up men who take on feminine characteristics, you end up with a generation of incredibly weak-willed men who are easily malleable and who will not fight back. And the actual strong men, if they're in the minority, they're just gonna, it's the fight or flight thing. If I can't survive here and I can't fight to survive here, I'm just gonna leave.
Yeah.
So you'll end up with the wealthy men and the strong men who have enough of a power base. They're just gonna exfil. And then the rest of the weak men will sit here in whatever dystopian nightmares on the horizon with the women who helped to usher it in, essentially. Or not. Who knows? That's all theory crap. This is wild conspiracy theories. And also entertainment. Nothing I say is to be taken as
Can we call it conspiracy theory at this point? I mean, the views and points are vicarious of metaphor.
No.
He's not being compliant with the program.
No, but this is satire and comedy.
This is
just
banned in the USA. So let's come on and say it. Y'all women need to stop being stupid cunts.
Whoa.
The views expressed by Mr. Fife.
Yeah, the views and comments expressed by Mr. Fife do not equal to the same views of Man USA.
Shut the fuck up.
Also, what I said there was satire. So
yeah. You know, ever since that pod we did where we were talking about how rap lyrics can be used against people legally, which I still stand by that being the most ridiculous rule ever. I think starting every pod with a disclaimer, like this is all to be taken as satire and comedy, just in case something slips through and they're like, yeah, right here you said such and such. You're like, hey, in the beginning I said it was satire. What do you want from me?
Yeah, I get that. We are fucked.
Banned in the USA for real.
We are
Are we?
fucked. I don't give a fuck. Come at us. Come at us, bitch. All right. If you want to fuck with me, my name is Sabius.
You know where to find me.
Right.
Look for Sabius.
I am also Sabius.
Look, I'm tired of y'all taking my name. My name is Sabius. Stop it.
Alright, see. Alright, you bastards. Y'all gonna treat me like I'm Negan from The Walking Dead? Because everybody's named Negan. Okay.
We are all Sabius.
Scubus.
Oh shit.
The next podcast I'm gonna have Sabius.
We're all gonna have Sabius as our name tag.
Really spice things up, man. Get it confusing, nice and confusing. Am I a Cobra? When you think about it, who just got a Cobra tattooed on them? Not me. Who just got a Cobra tattoo? Wasn't me.
We're all just different emotions of Sabius.
It's because I'm Sabius.
Oh shit. All right.
I've been planning this all year, motherfucker.
So if the FBI is watching, just so you know, we are all Sabius.
I'm just gonna deny everything.
And the real Cobra has a Cobra tattooed on him.
I
That's
do
right.
not know what the fuck you talking about. You can pull that shit up on YouTube.
I'm gonna be honest. Everything I've said so far in all of our past and current podcasts, I've been coerced into saying by our leader, Sabius.
Right.
I was pressured and coerced.
I got Stockholm syndrome because of Sabius.
I'm denying everything. I don't know. I don't even know who these people
Also, you
are.
victim blaming.
What a woman.
You gaslight me. You're a narcissist.
This episode's fucked.
This episode is fucked.
I mean, if I calling women outside of their names, Cobras, talking about everything affiliated that's not by law is illegal affiliation.
I wasn't recording on my part.
Oh, Karen is the devil. I mean, it's just plain and simple. Can't get out of here.
As usual, I am innocent.
Is that the Morning Star behind you?
I mean, hey, Lucifer Morning Star. That sounds
No.
all right.
What is that?
Not some AI generated spaceship or something. I'm so promising the AI and like if I
That
see some cool
spaceship, do
shit.
you mean hell?
I don't mean hell.
It looks like my ass after I eat Taco Bell.
Event Horizon. I assume, you go into the black hole of space and you see Kara staring back at you laughing.
It's clearly not a black hole.
I'm
Like,
gonna
if you
download
look,
that. I'm gonna download that video he sent to the group.
if you look
chat.
right, that video's creepy as fuck.
Shape-shifted reptilian.
If you look right here, you can see there's people like on a mountainside watching whatever that shit is.
The video was showing his true essence. That's why I couldn't keep up. It started off with him being like the peaceful appearing looking curious, and then it morphed into something evil and demonic, like his true native self.
I'm gonna share the video.
Hashtag Pika Labs.
Hello.
Service of male supremacy, exploring female-supported extreme misogyny on mainstream social media platforms, and then there's a bunch of blah 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 blah. Stop there.
I don't think it's no mistake that they use the word supremacy because they trying to get people, men of color, to hear that word. Like, oh, when I think about it, it is white supremacy. Like, because he used that word. Oh my God.
The algorithm curated recommendation discovery feeds of any social media app may have served you up a tweet from the notorious manosphere influencer Andrew Tate lamenting the purported abominable state of masculinity in the West, or a video from the whatever podcast mocking the body count That is the number of sexual partners someone has had of the unforgivably emancipated modern woman.
You're doing something.
I
right?
love this. This is great, and
Guys,
I can't believe this is my.
This is my
university.
NWA. This is my FBI NWA moment. The Department of Homeland Security has funded woke activists, feminists at ASU to deliver a report to them to do
That's criminology.
to do like actual actionable things.
I'm taking a class
because I talk about body count. Oh no, the horror. The horror.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do what?
That's not what it's about. It's because incels are a
No, no, no,
mass
no.
terrorist.
Whoa, 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 shush, 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 shush.
And literally
They
seen it
really only
happen.
thought of the whatever.
What are you talking about? We are
It's
literally
about
in
No, no,
Isla
no, no.
Vista. We're in what, in,
Hey,
what
no, no, no,
7
no.
to 12 people.
We're not gonna talk
well,
about.
the words already brought up on the screen, so that's not
Yeah,
TOS
but
if
bro,
you already
like this
brought
is
it up.
this is like a dating.
It's a
no.
that's- I get whatever. If anything, whatever.
Bro,
is
do you
more
realize
the
how
light side
crazy?
of it is?
Kiko,
It's a real issue, though.
Kiko, you've been on this podcast a bunch of times,
And you
Do
never let me talk about this, and it's like actually my one passion that I research.
Okay,
quite
but cool,
often.
but bro, this is like a fairly. Granted, we have some like.
That's why you were only mentioned once in that whole discography.
Yeah, but that's crazy,
it's
son.
still the people that you
That's
bring
crazy,
on here.
son.
Like you had someone on here tell women that they should fight if they're getting just pulled.
Yeah, that's really reassuring. Just imagine the government writing something about you, and then somebody try to make it like you insignificant. Like they said your name like one time in the terror.
No, this like watching the last half of this. Like she painted herself in a horrible light to me, but the idea that because what they actually mentioned in what he just read was that they talk about body count. So you mean to tell me if I sit down on a podcast and I talk about how promiscuous a woman is, that's the equivalent of ISIS exploding and blowing people up or trying to bring down the government? That's fucking ridiculous.
That was a huge reach.
It's nowhere near the same, or it's the equivalent of, okay, body count. I don't want a woman who sleeps with a lot of dudes because she's less likely to be faithful to me. Is the equivalent of white people burning crosses on people's yards and then murdering them. That's that sounds so fucking stupid.
So obviously that sounds dumb, right? Let's talk about something that I never heard of, like a talking point that I never heard of. When this kind of shit get talked about, we all know that this is stupid, right? We all know where we stand at or whatever, when it comes to this. But are we on the wrong side of history?
I feel very
honestly.
No, I feel very comfortable saying, logically and rationally, if you have a lot of partners, you're less likely, like if you build a habit of sleeping around with a lot of people, you're less likely to one day magically be okay with just one.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's a man looking for a monogamous relationship, he's probably better off with somebody who doesn't have the propensity towards sleeping with lots of men. I don't think that's a controversial take. So I don't in what way would that be the wrong side of history?
Well, what I'm saying is, when I say, are we on the wrong side of history? All it is, manosphere talk and all it is, talking about a woman's body count and talking about women like her who don't understand accountability, going against the woke movement. Like, are we on the wrong side of history? When the smoke clears, are people like us going to be standing after? Because, I mean, they picking up a lot of steam with this shit.
Oh, are we going to win? No, we're going to lose for sure.
Okay. So
and
we are
on the wrong side. We are on the wrong side of history because whoever wins writes history.
Mm-hmm.
So that will just paint us in the light. Yeah. So yes, 100%.
Okay.
Like morally, no. Morally, we're on the right side of history, I would say.
Right.
But when the dust settles, no, actually, I would say in the immediate
Are they
future,
winning?
In the immediate future, they will win.
Do you think they winning now?
100%. But when society collapses because there's no one to hold it up anymore, so maybe in the next 50 to 70 years, we'll be back on the right side of history.
Okay.
But in the immediate future, we're on the wrong side of history, if that makes any sense. That's just my take on it.
Sabius and Mr. Fire?
I agree with Sabius' statements.
Yeah, but I already said, what about my statement? I'm Sabius too.
I also agree with the other Sabius' statements.
Okay. Sabius is having.
Sabius Prime?
Yeah, so based on what Sabius said, if he wants a woman's point of view, he'll look out the kitchen window. Black people were better off as slaves, and white men have little fucking penises and need to stop fucking bitching about racism and all of this other shit. Go Trump, go. He's a Trump supporter. By the way, y'all, I'm all jokes aside, somebody just called me a Trump supporter the other day for talking about Obama. And I told them, thank God it was a sensible group of people around this time, because before I can even say it, somebody was like, he never even mentioned Trump. I said, you know what? Don't worry about it. I said, because we talk about this shit on our podcast. This has happened to me before. It's an inside joke. Like, for some reason, and the person tried to rationalize and was like, because when you talk so much about Obama, you know, you just figure like, oh, okay, well, he must be a Trump supporter. I'm like, but how the fuck do you figure that?
Yeah.
When I never even mentioned Trump. I didn't even get to mention Trump yet.
Incredibly stupid. He's indoctrinated, is what it is.
Yeah.
His brain is so programmed that you're either red or blue.
Yeah.
You're either Trump or Obama. You're either, you know, he only has those two options.
It wasn't as funny as it was the first time, because somebody was like, his boy was like, what the fuck? He never even mentioned Trump. I'm like, it's fine. I've been through this before. For some reason, when I say something about Obama, I'm a fucking Trump supporter. You know what I'm saying? And then in the end, when I was paying for my shit, he was like, him and this girl who's behind the counter, he's like, to keep it real, I ain't want Obama neither, but you know, he was the lesser of the evil. And I said, but it's still evil, and I winked my eye at him. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, back to this shit. I forgot to tell y'all that, because I told them the boys get a kick out of this. Because we talk about this shit all the time. It's an inside joke about how I was in another situation talking about Obama, and everybody was like, he's a Trump supporter. And I swear to God, like, when I make a skit out of it, I'm gonna make it much more dramatic. But the way it felt, like when they said that, the way I imagined, like the fire alarm came on, the sprinklers was on me, everybody started running and screaming and tripping over each other, and I'm just sitting there like, when did I ever mention Trump? Like, what is wrong with y'all? But yeah, I think we're on the wrong side of history too.
Are you truly, bottom line?
Am I what?
Are you a real Trump supporter? Just be honest.
I did tell the guy who left out the store with me that I like Trump better than Obama, and he couldn't believe that I said that. I said, because I'm tired of being bullshitted. You know what I'm saying? And I know that all black people feel like Trump was a bullshit. I'm like, but at least he said what he wanted. This motherfucker just said what everybody told him to say. You know what I'm saying? At least he said what he wanted. I mean, it's so bad. It's like, to me, President of the United States is like domestic violence, right? Nobody wants to be assaulted. Like, I'm not going to even use women as an example. I'm saying me as a man. Imagine me being assaulted by a woman, right? I'm always getting beat up by this girl. But then I get beat up by the next girl, but every time she beat me up, I get a dozen roses. Now, I do know that domestic violence is bad all the way around. I'm just saying, at least I got some roses from this motherfucker. This motherfucker didn't buy me no roses. Like, that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying I would want the one who buys me roses to be in a relationship with me because they get me roses. I'm just saying, at least that's one thing. Now, maybe the next time I get a relationship, the person doesn't beat me and I get roses out of that. You know, I'm making steps. I went from a president who was a good talker and did fucking shit to a president that said whatever the fuck he wanted. Some of the shit I didn't agree with. Some of the shit was even about me, but at least he was telling the truth.
I just do not like that analogy at all. Well,
I
your
mean,
analogy,
listen, Mr. Fife said the C word. We already in trouble, bro. Like, we might as well, like, and I said me. I didn't say a woman. The domestic violence is not just owned by women, you know.
Who's Mr. Fife?
I hear you. It's
They're all
just that
Sabians.
analogy. I was like, hey, look, what if you was getting fucked in the ass by a dude?
That's
Would
a
you
lot.
rather him fuck your ass? Or would you rather
That's a lot.
your ass?
Hey, that
kiss you
nigga
on the
Karen
cheek?
said that's a lot.
That's a lot.
No, but then, I mean, if
you
you make,
said because they gave roses, you preferred the guy kiss you on the cheek afterwards.
hey, listen, man, it don't matter what I say and how you want to put it, because at the end of the day, I'm Sabian. So if you want to say I'm getting fucked in the ass and Sabian and getting roses after that, so be it. So be it.
You know what? Fuck. Oh, no. You know what? I'm changing my name right now.
You know, if you want to make light of domestic violence and Sabians and use it as an analogy for bullshit like who should be president, go right ahead. You know what I'm saying? Go right ahead, bro. Because as Cobra, I would never do something like that. This is fucking bullshit, man. I don't give a fuck if I'm this is what I should have just skipped to the, you know, got to the chase and said what I really wanted to say, which is I don't give a fuck if I'm on the wrong side of history. I know it's right.
I was about to say, I can only follow my
You gonna change your name to Survive. That's
Hey, oh shit. Hey, in the comment section, just everybody say I am Sabius, man. We are all Sabius. Sabius is the new Negan. Straight up. Oh, you the Cobra Commander? Oh, y'all want to start that bullshit? Now when you go to jail for some shit that I done did, I'm pulling this footage up. Oh my lord, this is fucking stupid. Yeah, and that's why we banned in the USA, because I know we not gonna last long, because this is some shit right here. Like, look at what we doing, bro. This is fucking crazy. This nigga really put himself as the
through like
hold on,
not Brian, but he said it right there in that seat.
Bro,
he was sitting
yeah,
right there
but
and
that's
he said
not but I don't co-sign that.
I'm not saying you, but
I don't co-sign that.
You don't co-sign it, but they're still
no, stop,
broadcast
Kiko,
it.
stop.
Can I say something?
Nope, stop. As a man, I am only responsible for what I say. I don't know how to be responsible for what everybody, both the men and the women,
it doesn't
come on this podcast. I'm as a man.
They didn't say Brian Atlas says things
as a man.
controversial. They said
As a
on the
man,
whatever podcast.
stop. As a man, I'm responsible for what I say. I don't know how to be responsible for what some dude who's fucking like 7 White Claws deep says on the fucking podcast. We have girls come on the podcast, say the most man-hating, misandrous shit.
That's not
a
either.
representation of me. So like, people come on this podcast.
It's a representation of the whatever podcast, though.
What's a No, what he said.
If they say that up on your podcast, it's a representation of your podcast. Especially when your little minions go and repost it over and over and over again.
I don't repost that. I think
didn't say
that
you.
looks
I said
terrible.
your minions.
Okay, whatever. In any case, that
I want her to shut up.
That's what I said. By the end of this, she looks so bad. I already didn't like her very much. But it's like her art, like when she just tried to quote the article, she changed how she quoted it to try to fit her narrative. It's like you can't just rewrite history. The article specifically was talking about body count. And now she's saying, well, the problem was something this one dude said one time. It's like, that's not what the article's about, bitch. Like, stop making shit up.
But then she's talking about, like, it's the podcast in the whole, but before she said, she was speaking on what individuals said. I think what he's trying to say is, bitch, this is my podcast, and whatever happens is on me. And she's like, no, it's a collective. And he like, no, I bring people on, and they say different things, and I don't know. I just want her to shut up. You know, not because she's a woman, just because she's a fucking idiot.
Her argument makes
saying
no sense.
some stuff that just because you have somebody on your show doesn't make the show the person that was on the show. I mean, it's just like now, like everybody's pretending like they Sabias. It's only one real Sabias, and that's me. Y'all other little fake clones and the other wannabe Sabiases. Oh, actually, I should say I'm Cobra Commander.
I was about to say, I don't know if you Sabias. Your name clearly says Cobra Commander.
I mean, you got you got multiple Cobras tattooed on you, so and you a Gemini. You a Gemini. That's why you got two of them.
I am a Gemini. I am Cobra Commander, and
see, you don't realize what's going on. See, I got the kind of fucking life where you should want to be me, and I'm gonna push the shit on you. See, you try to make sure everybody know that I'm not Sabias. I'm gonna give you Cobra. You want it? You got it, motherfucker. You are Cobra.
You got the Cobra in your background.
Yeah, but you got it tattooed on you.
Huh?
You got it tattooed on you. You more Cobra
Nobody
than
can see that on the
pod. But you just admitted to having it. That's all we need to know.
That's plenty of snakes.
Yeah, that's right.
I got more than one type of snake.
You the main one.
That's why I'm the Cobra Commander.
Because you wanted. Yeah, but I don't like this girl. Apparently, she's a regular on there.
Yeah, I've seen her on there like maybe 3 times.
I hate this podcast, so I don't watch.
No,
I've never seen this podcast before.
Why do you hate this podcast?
His voice annoys me, and usually the people on his podcast are obnoxious.
Well,
So
most of these kind of panel podcasts, they are obnoxious. You got
whatever's the
fucking wrong.
But that's just my opinions as Savior. So.
Whatever's like a step above Fresh and Fit. So like Fresh and Fit is like Jerry Springer. Whatever's like, I don't know.
See, I love Jerry Springer.
Then you would love Fresh and Fit because it is a shit show.
She's forcing having an opposing narrative. It's like she's trying to make shit that don't make sense make sense.
She's glad. She's like I won't say she is. She seems to be what I imagine a hardcore feminist to be. Anything that supports her narrative is good. Anything that is against her narrative is bad.
Right.
The Whatever podcast isn't against feminism, but it talks about the things that women do that are wrong.
Mm-hmm.
As a
feminazi.
As a feminazi, she can't condone anybody saying that a woman could possibly do anything wrong. Everything they do is good, even whoring. And literally anything is okay and should be okay. But it's not okay for men to do whatever they want. And only women can do whatever they want.
If you look around this panel too, like they're all agreeing with her.
Well, because it's groupthink. They have a collective brain. They don't have an individual brain. So she's the loud version of the collective brain.
Except the girl to his left, she's not present in anything right now. She looks gone.
He usually has some base.
You know what's crazy about like?
Actually, I would disagree with almost everything Kara said in this particular thing. Like, because she said earlier, just from this conversation, I've never watched Whatever. So if Candace is talking about a history of whatever podcast, I don't know. I'm just going by what she just said in the clips that we just listened to.
Mm-hmm.
She said that if a woman got on the show and was saying some of the stuff that about men, she would agree that was wrong. So I don't think she's taking it from the side of the man-woman perspective. However, I do think she is confused on whoever the show is if a guest is on the show, It's supposed to, that's like the
representation of the
the representation of the show. She obviously doesn't know what she's talking about.
Do you think do you think she's confused, or do you think she's actively, purposely misrepresenting the argument in order to support her own narrative? Because those are two different things.
I honestly think he should let the rest of this play.
Fair enough.
Yeah, well, because she got pretty bad.
It's the fucking NWA moment for the Whatever podcast.
And
The
I'm
DHS
happy to see it.
$700,000 funding to say, well, the Whatever podcast talks about body count. This is leading to. Shut the fuck up, bro. That's ridiculous.
You're naive to think
it's just the audience that wants to hear it.
Exactly. It's,
Bro,
it's the fact that you guys
Well,
are
you
building
you enable it. You enable the behavior.
Bro, you guys.
He brought it up, not us. We didn't bring up this shit. He brought it up. So what do you mean?
Can you believe, bro? Fucking Kiko over here siding with the feds. What the fuck?
Can you believe the criminology
rat.
major would be agreeing with this? Because I've done so much research on these incels. They literally have platforms. They have their own little, it's not even Discord, it's their own apps where they get together. You know the guy who drove through people in Toronto? He did it in the name of, what's his fucking name? He did it in the name of, he said they were playing on their little shit.
Zip
They're
it.
playing it out.
Zip it good. Hold on. Oh. Zip it good, Kiko.
I mean,
zip it.
Censoring.
Zip it good.
You're
okay.
censoring me.
I'm just saying, guys, those of you watching, the reason I bring it up, I thought you guys should be aware of it. Guys, we're on the chopping block here. These they're coming for us, boys. I need my, I should have kept my fucking soldier uniform on. Gentlemen.
Change your outfit like 5 times. So many outfit changes, I love it.
Gentlemen.
And they didn't say they were taking you down. They said they're diverting it to more positive male influences.
Gentlemen. Watch the Whatever podcast while you still can, because these NGOs, they're coming after me. There's the Vice hit piece. There's the fucking New York Post hit piece. Gentlemen, if you like the Whatever podcast, I need your support, boys. You guys are my fucking soldiers. You're my army.
You're his minions.
You guys are my army. Okay, guys? I need you. Listen.
You're like Gru.
Who?
Gru.
Who the fuck? I don't know that reference.
I'm going
Listen,
to see the moon.
gentlemen. I know I joke around a lot.
Oh my god.
Gentlemen, I need some war music.
Brian, hurry.
Wait, Madison, rejoin the table. Rejoin the table, Madison.
Brian, you gotta try it.
Hold on, just wait.
You're the best.
I'm gonna wrap up soon. Okay. Listen.
Perfect moment.
Listen, guys. In 2024, we are going to mobilize. I need soldiers. I need fucking soldiers, guys. We're going to mobilize. We're going to get organized. Those uniforms, that one doesn't fit me very well. We're going to... Holy...
Right when you left, we felt so bad.
Actually, I think you can stop it. I think it's just more of this
I was
nonsense.
just about to say, I'm tired of listening to them, but I think that was childish of him to play that shit while she was talking.
Yeah, he was like, that's why I was like, is that him? I was like, shut up, bitch. I was like,
no, that was him playing on the soundboard.
He wouldn't shut up.
Yeah,
I will say, I do
that
think yeah.
You could shut the fuck up.
Yeah. They're both kind of in the wrong. I would say overall that just because you have a person on your show doesn't represent the actual show. I mean, that's why they have those disclaimer in the beginning. So, like what Kara was talking about earlier when we joked about having a disclaimer for us. It's like you have a disclaimer. It's to let people know, like, just because this person's on your show does not represent the thoughts and the comments and the feelings of whatever show. You can have anybody on your show. If I don't know, if we have a white supremacist on our show that says kill all black people or whatever, doesn't mean that we all think we agree with him and we should kill all black people. I'm just saying. Now,
look at Joe
I think
Rogan.
she was off on that.
Joe Rogan had thousands of people he's interviewed on his show. There's no way he could be responsible for everything that all of them have said. It's ridiculous. The entire argument is bad. It's a bad faith argument, and she knows it. She just has somebody on her side, so she's just trying to bite into that and use it as a weapon. And she wants to support them because they're against her enemy.
I think the more that I hate to be this guy, but I think the more that the powers to be dislike you, the more you become responsible for everything.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
You know what I mean? Because they're trying to get you.
Yep.
It makes sense. Like,
but if it's in their agenda, yeah, I agree with that.
You know what I mean?
The problem I have though is like with people who fit into the mold that I consider like those hardcore feminists. It's like your argument doesn't even have to make sense to you or to anybody outside of you. Like if you say your argument out loud to 100 people and all of them say it's dumb, then maybe you have a dumb argument. Like comparing the manosphere to fucking ISIS and white supremacy. Like
I think that's insensitive.
I don't even know how somebody could print that.
You know
like,
what that puts me in the mind of, and now I'm about to say something touchy. That's kind of like in the same vein of when people say being an alcoholic or a drug addict is a disease. I think that's like really insensitive to somebody who's got stage 4 cancer. They can't sit in the fucking, rehabilitation center for 30 days and not have cancer anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, sometimes people just lay it on too thick to land their point, or to try to reach to you to make you understand how much this subject means to them. Like, I can't be like, not having my money on time is equivalent of being raped. Like, what? Like Kanye West said, I too know what it feels like to have a foot on my neck because I didn't get my, like, when he said that, I was like, wow. Like, he said he know how George Floyd felt because of that, and I thought that was crazy. And that's kind of like, nowadays, that's kind of like what everybody do. They try to, when they speak out, they want to reach into your emotions and use the most ludicrous shit to land a point.
And then blaming the manosphere for incels is equally ridiculous. Number one, involuntarily celibate men have been a thing forever. Men who couldn't have sex or procreate or get women. That has always been a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And if anybody was to blame for men not being able to go out, meet women, and have sex, it would be the women who are not having sex with them, not the men. I haven't watched like a ton of manosphere content, but from what I've seen, all of them say, hey, if you want women, become a better man. Like go out, get a job, work towards something, build a business, make yourself better, get in shape, and then you get women. That's how it works. So the involuntary celibates certainly aren't being created by that space. Like that doesn't even make sense. Like that's what I'm saying. The arguments that they're using to try to divert traffic away from the manosphere, it just is a bad argument on all sides. And they spent 700 fucking grand on that shit. Crazy.
They could have gave us that money.
I'd have taken it. I'd have taken it happily.
Okay. What did the two Sabias say?
Sabius Prime and Sabius Second.
I'm Cobra Commander. I don't know what you're talking about. Sabius, also known as Fife, down here below.
I'm very much in line with what Commander Caritas was saying.
So he's a hybrid of me and himself.
I mean, I don't know. It's really a touchy one. I do think it's kind of a stretch to try to say the manosphere is like white supremacy or
That was
ISIS.
crazy.
I mean, that's pretty nutty, but
Well, that covers it though. That makes anybody who doesn't like terrorists, by saying that makes them not like you, right? And anybody who doesn't like racists, that makes them not like you. That was covering a lot of ground, but the crazy thing is there's just as many black people in the manosphere as it is white. So I don't know if a whole bunch of black guys gonna rally with white supremacy group. Just a guess.
I just don't see how you sandwich those things together.
It's a
But why
tactic.
not? Why not? There's people who will believe it. Why not? Listen, bro.
Right, it's a tactic. If
Right.
you
We're not in the old
label
days,
it,
Carrotus. We can say anything we want. You talk about the same society where women can make songs like, fuck a man, get the bag, this, you don't need a man, and be married at the same time. They're saying this to women who rally behind it, and they themselves are married. Imagine us saying, fuck bitches, the family structure doesn't mean nothing, and money means absolutely nothing. And as we're saying this, we're married, happily married, and as a billionaire. Like, what the fuck? And then it's a whole bunch of fucking broke people paying for our seminars as we saying this. Like, why not? You can say, we at a time where you could say anything and it's gonna stick to somebody. I could say the fact that Carrotus don't understand my point. We done had 3 talking points. Mr. Fife has agreed with what you said, right? Each time, and hasn't mentioned me. I feel like he's abusing me at this point. He's gaslighting me.
Good.
I feel like he sexually assaulted me by not agreeing with me. Somebody will feel it. Like, I felt the same thing. Like, that's what we in society. I don't give a fuck if somebody gets mad. I take in enough content to see stupid shit like that.
Yeah, that is true.
All day long.
I saw a video very similar to what you just said. Like, you committed violence against me because of what you just said. He's like, that's not what violence means. But I felt like it was violence.
Somebody's gonna hear what me and you just said and say, we sound fucking stupid. We sound ridiculous. It's like, you think I'm pulling this out my ass? You're not paying attention to what's going on. Like, for real. And by the way, I don't feel a way about the whole thing with Mr. Fight, because I pulled that on my ass because he actually did agree with me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, the fact that he didn't make it as clear as he did with you, I can become a victim if I wanted to.
Well, you can become a victim in every circumstance, always.
Now, in this day and age, you take 20 years from now, we'll be like, what the fuck is this dude talking about? But then they didn't cover that ground by saying victim shame. And so you can't tell me how I feel. Like, that's where we at in this society. Like, you can't tell me how I feel. Like, I can tell you how you feel, bitch. I can tell you a fucking nut. If you think that by him not agreeing with every talking point you had is equivalent to SA, you fucking slow. Like, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna
go out on the limb.
I'm gonna go out on that limb. I'm gonna down that hill every time. I'm gonna be on the wrong side of history. You will not shovel that bullshit down my throat and tell me it's sugar. I will never go for that shit. I've thought about it. Like, can I, you know what? If I just go along and get along, I can make a lot of money.
You could.
I can't do it though. I don't never want to be as stupid as I see these motherfuckers being online.
How much money are we talking though?
250 million I kick it around.
Fuck, I could do it.
Ice cream. Bang bang. Call of Duty. Warzone.
And CBS, you can take your damn name back.
Damn.
By not never doing it, we mean like, is the number up there? You gotta remember, I gotta be able to look myself in the mirror.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking 2/4 billion. You getting 4 fucking guys. Now we talking whack off chair material at this point.
Yeah, we are.
Y'all better think about that shit.
I'll settle up for some dough. Fuck.
Is being on, you know what? That's another question. Is being on the right side? When has being on the right side been profitable? Everybody as a black man, everybody I've seen on the right side has been murdered.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Is there such thing as a right side anymore, though?
Karen is saying, yeah, that'll happen.
That's how they discourage dissent.
Oh,
You gotta make
shit.
some examples.
Oh my God. And what you say, Mr. Fife? What is the right side nowadays?
I don't know if for any situation if there's such thing as a right side, because I feel like the right side is just whatever narrative you believe, but some people can believe in different narratives, which makes the right side different to everybody.
The problem is the other side wants to demonize and eradicate the other side. Like, you don't agree with what I'm saying, so I think you should be canceled. I don't want to see you make any money. I want to see you file for bankruptcy. Hey, and if you die, I'm gonna just tweet out or put on Instagram like, hey, this is the same guy that said X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean?
Back to me and Sabius' old time debate.
What's that?
Objective reality versus subjective reality.
Mm.
Because if there's an objective reality, there's certainly a right and a wrong side of history. Now, whether people ever actually see what the actual right side of history is, who really knows? But if you believe in objective reality, then there's definitely a right and a wrong side.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking to a guy who hate the saying, let's agree to disagree. I'll be like, no, bitch, we stand here until we figure it out. Till we figure out which one of us is wrong. We're staying here.
Well, what's
there is no
agree to
wrong,
disagree?
right? Subjective reality is everyone's going to be open to their own interpretations. That's all subjective reality is.
Mm-hmm.
But in objective reality,
No. We are not going into this again.
That's not that. Oh no, when you said it at first, I was like, "This is a big circle. We're about to run around this motherfucker the rest of the night."
We're not
Next
doing
video.
We're not doing this. Sabius,
Next.
Sabius already in a hostile gesture, like he
Yeah.
got his arms
I
crossed.
didn't even
Like,
say anything. I just said the subjective
You
reality
ready
is
for
open to
battle?
everybody's interpretation.
nope. Listen to the
Is
sound.
that? Would y'all agree that a subjective reality is just open to everybody's interpretation?
You honestly want to know my
not.
opinion?
Let's agree to
You
disagree.
honestly,
Next.
you honestly.
I'm not asking you if you believe in objective reality over subjective reality.
honestly want to know
I'm
my opinion?
only asking you, would you agree that subjective reality is open to everyone's own interpretation?
Do you want to honestly know my opinion? Well, do you?
You could shut the fuck up.